everybody, welcome to the Firefly Studio 67. My name is Gina. If you're new here, welcome, and thank you and hello to all of my loyal subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. I don't say it enough, but thank you guys so much for sticking with me. This last couple of years have been, with moving around, it's been difficult for me to find the time or the space to do any tutorials, but I am working on that, guys. So with that, today I thought I would start a new series, and this is going to be for, I guess, beginning crafters, or maybe somebody who's new to junk journals or just crafting in general, because I think oftentimes we forget what it was like when we started out and you've got minimal supplies and you're not sure what supplies. If you're going to spend some money on something, what are the best tools? So I'm going to try to address those things throughout this series. I'm going to create a playlist which is going to be called Junk Journal 101, and within that playlist I'm going to have different topics addressing like embossing, stamping, probably fabric, different textures, and then within that I'll probably do some of the simpler junk journals as well. So this is going to be completely new tutorials. I hope you guys will join me for this. And if you would take the time to like this video, and if you're not a subscriber, I hope that you would consider subscribing. I've really struggled, like I said, in the last couple of years, and anything that you guys can do to help this channel is so desperately appreciated. So let's get started. Today I am going to show you how to make a very, very simple tag for your journal, or maybe just a gift tag. If you scaled this down, this would make a beautiful tag for a gift. So, just use your imagination on how you think you could use this, and I am going to try to make this series on minimal supplies. But that being said, what I would consider minimal is going to be a paper cutter. You don't have to have it. You can use a utility knife with something like this. You're going to need a ruler. You're going to need some ink pads, some basic stamps. I think a Big Shot is one of the main tools that if I was going to invest a little bit of money in. And you can check Marketplace. Sometimes you can often find people selling them on there. At thrift stores you can check there. I've not had any luck with finding anything there, but I know I have seen other people have found them. But even if you have to purchase one, I think you're looking at now probably $50, and although it's a lot of money, I think it's money well spent, because you can die cut with a Big Shot, you can emboss with it. There's just so many things, and the investment doesn't stop at 50, but we all have to have some enjoyment out of life, and if this is something that you're interested in, then I think it's money well spent. For me, it's very much therapy. I know that if I don't take the time to create, my mental health definitely suffers. So this is an outlet for me. Alright, so let's just jump in. What are you going to need for this? I think you would need some craft cardstock. You can get this stuff on sale at Hobby Lobby when it's 40% off. You're going to need some white cardstock or cream. I generally stick with white now. And then you're going to need some scraps of tea-dyed paper. And when I make a journal, oftentimes I cut off strips. So I just try to clip those together just to keep my bag a little bit neater. So you'll need a strip of that. You're going to need a circle and a stamp and a butterfly. And then this is a Tim Holtz die cut. You wouldn't have to have this. it just, for me, to make this, it adds a little bit more interest, I think, to the tag. Alright, so let's get started. This tag measures 6 1/8 by 3. So let's just say 3 by 6. I mean, you could always purchase tags that are already made, but they're so easy to make. I just tend to buy the cardstock and then do it myself. So the first thing I'm going to do is create the shape of the tag, and I just take a piece of paper and fold it. That way you know each side is going to be even. And there you go. It's that simple. We will set the eyelet in a bit. That is another tool I would highly recommend, is an eyelet setter. This is We Are Memories Keepers. I think this is about all you can purchase anymore. I've also got the Stampin' Up! In the UK, but I personally prefer the Stampin' Up! To this one, but I don't know if you can get any other brands for this. This one works fine. It's just got a mechanism on it that it locks when you press it down, and I'm not keen on that. For some reason, I just don't like it. Excuse me, guys. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is go ahead and get this die cut out. I'm not going to be able to do that on camera, guys, because my space is really, it moves a lot. So I'm just going to do that, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, I have cut this image out, but I also want to share with you, this is the piece of paper that I cut it from. I'm not going to throw this out because this, just sit this over here. I'm sorry, because I am in such a tight space. I'll show you after the video. I'm going to show you what my studio looks like when I am creating here. So let me just show you. I'm going to put this to the side, and this image I'm going to use on another tag or a journal card, because you can have the oh, what do they call this? A negative space. So that's how I'm going to use that. So don't throw away those. You can always make use of that. Alright, so let me sit that over. Okay, guys, so I've taken a little piece of paper that I know is going to fit this circle punch, but before I do that, I'm just going to stamp this is Sizzix Tim Holtz, I'm sure. I can't remember which kit this came from because I tend to take all of mine out. So I'm just randomly going to stamp this. And this is just some vintage photo ink, and this is what you can use to kind of tone that down, distress. And I am, again, guys, if you're experienced, you've been following me for a while, you know all of the products that we tend to use, but I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not assuming everybody knows this. So now I'm just going to punch out a circle here. I don't know why. I just stopped and I thought, oh, do I want to save that? But at some point you got to draw the line. If I was in my studio at home, I would have probably saved that piece to have used. This I'm going to distress slightly, not as much as this one. This one I had stenciled on, but I'm going to do this one a little bit different. And to be honest, if you are new to working with these dies, I would suggest you would tone the paper down before you cut this image, because these are very fragile. Okay, so there we go. So now this is going to move really quickly now, guys. I'm going to take one of these strips that I have been saving, and I'm just going to glue that down. Oops. And I don't worry about, this one is probably not completely straight, but I'm not worrying about that. It's just an offcut, and all this is just to add a little bit more interest and texture to the card. I don't really aim for perfection. I think you know that by now if you've been following me. Life's too stressful for perfection. Alright, so let's get another little strip. Now, before I place this, I'm just going to lay it here before I glue it and just try to get the placement. Yep, and that's about where I want it, right there. So we are staying busy here in New York. I told you we're still working, and we're battling the heat. I think everybody in the country is struggling with the heat at the moment, so it's tough, guys. The humidity here, it's not far off from Florida now, and I'm really struggling with it. Let me know how the temperatures are where you are, and if you like the heat. I know a lot of people do, but I'm not one of those people. I cannot seem to find a place that's cool enough for me anymore. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to go ahead and get this down, and then we're going to choose our butterfly. This is where I wish I had the tip for this glue, but I cannot get it. Glue has hardened in it. I've soaked it in acetone. I mean, I've done everything, guys, and I just cannot get that thing to unstop, which is a real shame. But okay, so I can already see this is going to get covered, which is a real shame. Tell you what, I'm going to snip that and just move it. Okay, and so now I'm just going to come back and just distress these edges slightly. Alright, let's go ahead and get this eyelet set. Okay. And now we're going to choose a butterfly for this, and I need to get some ribbon to go in that. Alright, this is some muslin. I'm just going to see if I can get this just a little bit thinner. Actually, I'm not going to worry about it. It's thick, but I think it'll look fine. Let's give it a try. So at this point, you could either carry on with this being a neutral, as in, you know, placing the just another butterfly that's got very little color, like I've done on this one. Or you can go with a more colorful butterfly. So I've got several here we'll try. Okay, there we go. Here's a few that I have fussy cut already. So you've got a neutral, which I know that that's not the right shade, but you can always change that with your vintage. Or there's this one, which I'm not leaning towards that, I don't think. Got this one. That's quite nice. This one's nice. That's really nice. That kind of seems autumn to me. I'm going with that one. And don't worry that the butterfly's wings are going to extend over. This one did as well, but I like to keep the butterflies kind of so you can make them 3D. If you don't like that look and it's going in a pocket, then you want to glue that completely down. Just going to tone the white edge down slightly. Okay, and I am going to look for a little phrase, maybe down here in the corner. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I have in my stash found this little believe. So I don't want anything too big. I just think right there, that finishes that off beautifully. So what do you think? Do you like this project? Is this the sort of thing that you're interested in? I'd love to know the feedback in the comments below. If you'd leave me your thoughts on this series, I really would appreciate it. And as I said, each topic I'm going to try to go into and give you a couple of examples. So this is Junk Journal 101, and we are creating some tags with minimal supplies. I love how that's come out. I'm really pleased with that. I might actually go back now and add a phrase there. I think it definitely needs something else, so I will do that on that one. So yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by today and taking the time to visit with me here. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you my space. You're going to laugh, but it's the reality of creating here. So I hope you guys are all well. Stay cool. Enjoy this summer. And as somebody said, one of my good friends, just enjoy this season of your life. Take care. Lots of love. Gina. Okay, guys, this is what I'm working in. So as you can see, when I create something, this is how I have to do it. You wonder why the slow cooker's on the floor. That's because most of my product is in that little nook under the bench that I sit at. And then I've got my dinette completely covered. Got some eggs up there. And then this is what I'm working in, guys. I'll give you a little close-up. So yeah, it's a mess, but it's my studio. You guys take care. I'll see you here soon.